Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, and make sure that you understand that silver has been valued for its beauty and rarity for centuries. But did you know that it also has a vital role in modern industry and technology? According to the Noble Gold Investments CEO and President, Colin Plume, silver is at the center of America's transition into renewable energy. Silver could be the new oil. From electronics, solar panels, silver is critical in component and as a critical component in many products we use every day. And with the rise of renewable energy, demand for silver is only set to increase. That's why investing with a silver IRA with Noble Gold Investments is a smart choice for those who are looking to secure their financial future. With Noble Gold Investments Silver IRA, you can invest in physical silver coins and bars and take advantage of its unique properties and to diversify your portfolio to have an asset that is proven to hold its value. And this month, you'll get a beautiful Silver Eagle coin with every qualifying IRA of $20,000 or more. You cannot go wrong with Noble Gold Investments and its thousands of 5-star reviews. And make sure that you go to noblegoldinvestments.com to get started. That is noblegoldinvestments.com. And of course, when investing, there's always a chance of risk, and there are no guarantees of any kind. And hold on, let me hydrate. Yes. Oh, it's here. You can find it, mygreengear.com, cups, t-shirts, hoodies. We got it all. Let's talk about it, people. Let's get in that ass like a bike with no seat. Chris Rock's Netflix comedy special. Oh, boy. The comedy special we've all been waiting for him to talk about, amongst other things. But we really wanted to hear his words and thoughts on what happened with Will Jada Pinkett Smith and himself at the Oscars last year, 2022. The slap heard round the world. So first of all, quick synopsis of the comedy special. He talked about a lot of different things. He talked about Meghan Markle and her wife. I mean, her husband, who are apparently going around on the leave us alone but look at us tour. Talk shit about her. And I even read somewhere where her friend was caught backstage at the comedy special when it was being filmed. She was caught laughing when he was talking shit about her girl. He talked about victimhood. He talked about the selective outrage, and he talked about himself not being a victim, when it comes to what happened with Will Smith. He could have easily, became a victim and had all these groups advocating for him. We need to do this and that, but he didn't, and he proved it by how he ended his show. Smart man. He saved it until the end because he knows that's why everybody was there, and he knows everybody watching at home is going to hang around. Of course, he's a great stand-up comedian, but we all know why we were here. And he also talked about abortion, and he did something, that we used to see all the time. He did something. He pushed the limit. He pushed the envelope on some of these abortion jokes. Some people didn't like them. Some people think that's not something you can laugh about. And it's understood. It's the death of a baby. I get it. But he was talking about it, and I think hearing abortion talked about the way we hear it, how important is abortion? It's so important in women's health and all this shit. And that's how the red wave we were supposed to see was reduced to more like a red puddle. It was due in large part, to them dealing with abortion. Because I believe if you want to win an election, if you want to win over the dummies, you want to win over all the idiots who believe that an abortion is a matter of a woman's health and all that bullshit. Like we're still living in 1800 and 50% of women are dying while giving childbirth. If you want to get those dummies, the ones who are led around by whomever, by the ring in their nose, then you have to have an emotional topic, and you got to have repetition. If it's emotional and you're repetitive, you're going to win. It doesn't matter if it's true. It doesn't matter its level of importance on the list of things in our life. If it's emotional and you're repetitive, you will win. So he was talking about, when he was talking about abortion, you know, a lot of people may have been turned off on it because we've heard it revered as if we don't get this right, society will crumble. And to hear something so important be spoken about that way, maybe a lot of people didn't like it. But I saw the humor in it, as weird as that may sound. But let's talk about why we're all here. It was about the last 15 minutes of his special, and he started talking about what happened with Will Smith and what people were saying was the lead up, some joke that he made, and then his feelings on it. And it was funny because, number one, that's what he does. That's Chris Rock. So you knew it was going to be funny. But you could tell that he was really pissed. You could tell that talking about it really got him mad. Now, I don't know. Normally, when comedians have a special coming up, they work on the material. They go to different clubs around the country, around the world, or whatever, and they work on their material. So I don't know if he did that. I don't know if he just saved his jokes. Of course, he's good enough to write some jokes and go off of that without working them out, I'm sure. But the reason I say that is because of his emotion. He was really pissed about telling that story, or when he was telling that story. And I just don't think you can duplicate that emotion if you've told this story 100 times. And Chris Rock is not known as one of the great actors of our time. So he looked like he was really pissed off. He looked like, you know, he was really back in that moment, and the emotions were, the adrenaline was flowing. And he was talking about how, you know, people were saying, man, why didn't you hit him back? Let me save that. That kind of wraps up what he said. I'll save that one. But he said people asked him, did it hurt? He's like, well, of course it fucking hurts. I got slapped in my face. And he called Jada Pinkett a bitch, which was great. And he was calling Will Smith a bitch, but it was funny because he was calling him a bitch through other people. The joke was, they were calling him a bitch, and this person was saying he was a bitch, and that person called him a bitch, and the Drink Champ said he was a bitch. The Breakfast Club said he was a bitch, and he was really emphasizing bitch. So, you know, of course, that's the joke. He's calling Will Smith calling Will Smith a bitch through other people. And he handled it well. And he said, people asked him, well, how come you didn't hit him back? And he says, you know why? He said, because I had parents. I had parents that taught me things. They taught me how to check my emotions. And he said, you know what my parents told me? Don't fight in front of white people. And he threw his microphone down. Now, what he meant by that was, you don't act this way in front of people. You have some decorum. You know, you act like you've been there before. Have some fucking sense. Have some restraint. And I said that when I did the video right after this happened. I said that was one of the worst things about that night wasn't just him hitting Chris Rock. It was the way that he was acting. It was the way that he acted when he went back to his seat. When he said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Man, you Dumbo-eared jackass. You're in a tuxedo. You're at the Oscars. Fucking act like it. I know Jada has her both hands up your ass to the elbow, manipulating your mouth and your thoughts. But in that one moment, could you check that shit and wait till later? He couldn't, because his boss looked at him, gave him the sign, and he went up there and acted like a fucking idiot. And then to go back to his seat and talk all ghetto and shit like that. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. What are you doing, bruh? What are you doing? Sit there like a fucking adult and deal with it at a later time. But he couldn't. His boss sent the marching orders and he got up and marched. Now, overall, I don't think this was Chris Rock's funniest special. For that, I would have to go with Bring the Pain, Never Scared, Bigger and Blacker. Those are my favorite Chris Rock albums. Those are the ones I think that are funnier than this one. But he handled it well. When he talked about it, saving it until the end, and the jokes that he made, they were good. Like I said, I don't think it's his funniest special. I think if this would have happened to a younger Chris Rock, maybe it would have been funnier because those specials were funny. I'm not sure. But if you laid out all the Chris Rock comedy specials in front of me, I wouldn't pick this one, to be honest. The way he talked about Will and Jada, cool. And he was like, I didn't get into no entanglements. Why are you fucking with me? He's like, all these people talking shit about you all these years. The dude that banged your wife, and he's like, you hit me? It was a good special. Not my favorite. He shit on Will Smith. That was great. Will Smith is a bitch. He needs to divorce that woman. And on his way out the door, he needs to look through her purse, find his testicles, reattach them, and use them. Because even before that, the way she would take him on that round red table shit show she does with her mom and ask him all these emasculating questions, and you sat there and answered them? Now, will Will Smith ever leave that woman? Probably not. He's a lost cause. That's some Stockholm Syndrome type shit there to the fullest. But Chris Rock did his job. He waited, he monetized this situation, and he took a ropey shit on Will Smith's head. And I love it. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and MyGreenGear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.